So you're looking for a dog trainer in Wayne. This is a big deal. It can really change everything about the relationship you have with your dog. So let's walk through a simple plan to help you make a really great choice.
The whole point here is to give you the confidence to find the perfect training partner. By the time we're done, you're going to know exactly what to look for, what questions to ask, and even where you can practice. Having a dog in Wayne, it's about more than just the basics. It's about handling real-life situations you'll find right here. The idea is to have a calm, confident dog that can join you on all your adventures around town.
I mean, think about it. It's a Saturday, you're trying to walk down Lancaster Avenue with all the people, maybe sit outside at a restaurant. Or you're on the Radnor Trail and a jogger just zips by. And then you get home and you've got guests coming over, plus you can hear the SEPTA train rumbling by. Yeah, that's life in Wayne.
All right, first things first, let's cover the basics, the stuff every dog owner should know before they even think about hiring someone. We're going to talk about training methods and what all those letters after a trainer's name actually mean.
Okay, so the method that you'll hear about most from vets and behavior experts is called positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. You reward the behavior you want. So, say your dog lunges at another dog on the trail. Instead of yanking the leash, you teach and reward your dog for looking at you instead. See? It builds their confidence, which is exactly what they need in a busy place like Wayne.
Now, this is something a lot of people don't realize. The dog training world, it isn't regulated at all. Anyone, and I mean anyone, can print some business cards and say they're a dog trainer. And that is why credentials matter so much. They're proof that the person actually put in the work, got an education, and passed some serious tests.
Okay, don't worry, you don't have to memorize this alphabet soup, but just so you know what you're looking at. Something like a CPD-TKA or a KPS-CTP, that's great for your everyday puppy skills and obedience. It means they've got a solid foundation. But if you're dealing with bigger stuff like real fear, anxiety, or reactivity, that's when you want to look for the more specialized ones, like an IAABC-CBDC or CBC-CKA. That tells you they have a much deeper level of expertise.
Okay, so let's get practical. What type of training actually makes sense for you? And, of course, what's it going to cost here on the main line?
So, the big question, in-home training or group classes? Well, it really just depends on what you're trying to fix. If the problem happens at home, barking at the delivery guy, jumping on your friends, then in-home is perfect. But if you need your dog to learn how to focus when other dogs are around, group classes are a great way to do that in a controlled space. Plus, they're usually a bit easier on the wallet.
Just so you have a number in your head, a single private lesson at your house in the Wayne area will probably run you somewhere between $120 and $200.
And here's a bigger picture of what costs look like for 2025. You can see, a set of puppy or obedience classes for a few weeks is usually in the few $100 range. Packages for in-home training are more of an investment. And then you have board and train programs, which are definitely the priciest option. This should give you a pretty good idea of what to expect when you're planning your budget.
Okay, you've done your homework, you've got a short list of trainers. Now comes the most important part, the interview. This is where you figure out if they're really the right fit for you and your dog. But what should you ask? You want to get past the sales pitch, right? Let's cover 3 really good questions that will tell you what you need to know.
This first one gets right to their philosophy. When you ask this, you want to hear words like positive reinforcement, rewards, making it fun. If they start talking about being the alpha or about dominance, or if they mention using things like prong or shock collars, that's a red flag. What you're looking for is a partnership with your dog, not a battle for control.
Now, this question is great because it makes them get specific about your life here in Wayne. A good trainer isn't just going to say, oh, we'll practice. They should give you a real plan. Something like, okay, we'll start in your yard to build focus. Then we'll go to a quiet park. After that, we can try a 5-minute walk downtown when it's not so busy. You want to hear that they have an actual step-by-step plan. And this last question, this is all about professionalism. First, it confirms their credentials. But the second part is just as important. Are they a team player? For almost any behavior issue, the first step should be a call to your vet to make sure nothing medical is going on. A trainer who's ready and willing to work with your vet, that's a very, very good sign.
All right, so you found your trainer. You've got a plan. Now for the fun part, putting it all into practice. And lucky for us, Wayne is pretty much the perfect place to do that.
Let's start with a local favorite, the Radnor Trail. It's so much more than just a pretty place to walk. This trail is basically the perfect classroom for working on loose leash walking. You've got joggers, people on bikes, families. It's a steady stream of distractions, but it's not totally overwhelming. It's a great middle ground for practicing keeping your dog focused on you.
Next up, another great spot, the dog park over at Hartford Park. This is where you can work on maybe the most important safety skill of all, recall, or coming when you call them. The trick is to go when it's quiet. Go during off-peak hours. That way you've got a nice, safe, fenced-in area to practice without a ton of other dogs running around.
And finally, for the advanced course, we have downtown Wayne itself.
Yeah, the sidewalks in downtown Wayne can be the ultimate test for your dog's focus. The key here is to keep your training sessions short and sweet. Aim for success. Maybe just practice having your dog sit calmly for 30 seconds as people walk by with strollers. Nailing that is a huge confidence boost for your dog, and for you too.
And really, that's what this is all about. Having a dog that can just comfortably be part of your life here in Wayne. One you can relax with at home, take on the trails, and have around when you're with friends and neighbors. Wishing you all the best with your training.